il a gagné. C'était la 85-86 que tu as gagné. Hein?
Oui, j'ai rien gagné, moi.
Okay, so here we are again. Ooh, caught out again. We're live this time, which is all good. Great to have you watching this. Another session here in the MDL Ocean Village, Race Village and all that sort of stuff. So good to see you, Aida. Lionel, congratulations on making it to Southampton. And now I've got to get this Mathias. Oh, that's easy. Mathias.
The youngest crew on board.
Mathias, youngest crew on board. Perfect. All right. And to set the scene, Lionel, you're actually sailing a Whitbread race winning yacht. Okay. You've brought it over in South America, sailed back to France, did a massive refit. You've since sailed back and forwards across the Atlantic twice for various regattas. You've got an all-French crew, sailing only with 8, maintaining, is that still correct? You're sailing 8 crew?
8998.
8998, okay. You're out to win. It's all very impressive. That set the scene. Now I'm going to hand over to Aida now.
You ask him the question if you start.
No, I haven't asked any questions. Just setting the scene, make it happening. So would you like to hit to the first question?
Lionel, I will try to speak slowly because it's English, and I know for you it's a bit like a raking in the race to speak another language to express. But how is the feeling to be at the start of this race with a boat who won the Whitbread?
Je te le fais en français. Hein.
Ah, bah si tu veux en français.
La sensation, un peu de pression, puisque oui, c'est le seul bateau présent ici qui a déjà gagné 2 fois à la Whitbread.
2 fois?
2 times.
It's a lot of pressure on their shoulders because this boat won actually twice the Whitbread.
Mais c'est pour ça qu'on est allé le chercher et qu'on va essayer de le ramener gagner une 3e fois.
J'ai cru entendre que c'était quelque part, que c'était ta dernière course. I think I read somewhere that this is your last race as a sailor. Is that true?
I think so, yes.
Yes. Why? You go retreat, you will stay home and watch TV after that?
J'irai faire du bateau pour me promener, mais les courses, oui, c'est fini, je pense. Celle-ci est dure à préparer surtout. Je pense que c'est la plus dure qu'on ait préparée. On n'est pas encore au bout du rouleau, reste 10 jours, compliqué.
It is indeed his last race, and he's very motivated to go around and come back. It's a tough work. It's the most difficult race he had to prepare since now, and they are still doing stuff. It's not completely finished.
So your background, you've done many transatlantic races and class 40.
Yes.
Could you just give us a simple generic of your sailing experience? Started sailing here, then went to which boats? And class 40, you entered the GGR, but decided not to go, and then now you're at Ocean Globe Race. Maybe can you describe that process?
It could be long.
Condensed. and why you decided to do the OGR? Why you have now come to the OGR?
Alors pourquoi essayer de faire le GR? Puisque la GGR, comme vous l'avez dit, je n'ai pas pu la faire pour plein de raisons familiales et de temps et de travail. Celle-ci est plus courte et elle est tombée au bon moment, et l'idée c'était de finir avec un tour du monde de toute façon, qu'il soit en solitaire ou en équipage. Donc il restait celui-là et il m'allait très bien, et en plus toute l'équipe et tous les copains qui étaient avec moi d'habitude étaient partants pour y aller, donc c'était parfait.
From the very beginning, actually, when he wanted to enter the GGR first, his idea was to finish his career as a sailor with around the world. Okay. So that's why he chose the GGR. For family reasons, he couldn't get to at the end, and I should remember maybe that he couldn't get, but he was the manager of Jean-Luc, and he prepared the boat of Jean-Luc Antonet, who won this GGR in 2018. So his ambition was to finish his career with a circumnavigation, and then the idea of the OGR pops up. It's a shorter race, so easiest for him to organize his life, his work, and do it. And it's a circumnavigation. It's happy, I think, to do it.
Yeah.
Watch his eyes, watch his smile.
Mathias, how did you become involved? And are you from Les Sables d'Olonne? Because Lionel is from Les Sables d'Olonne. How did you get on board?
So I can do it in English.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
That's why I told him.
Très bien, monsieur.
I told him you
Magnifique.
come with someone speaking English, please, Lionel.
Okay, so I was studying here in Southampton naval architecture, and I heard about this race 2 years ago. So I managed to join a crew. There was a crew from Marseille, Nakamal, maybe you know.
Yeah.
But finally the project collapsed because of lack of money. So I was still looking for a crew. And I'm from Lille, north of France, and ESPRIT DE LIBERTÉ was still looking for crew and a young crew as well. So I contacted them and I joined them in Horta to finish the tour of Atlantic. So I did Horta Les Sables d'Olonne, and it was going quite well. So I'm here now. So.
Yeah, that's very interesting. So your own passion, and how's your anticipation for the Ocean Globe race? Why did you get interested in this race?
Yeah, but since I'm sailing since I'm young, and I was watching all the races around the world race, such as the Vendée Globe, the Volvo Ocean race, and like it just impressed me, and I just wanted to give it a shot and try, you know.
Yeah.
And so I think the OGR was the perfect opportunity to do around the world at my age without the experience. To do a round the world race. So I'm with Lionel, a lot of experienced crew, so I will learn a lot, and it's going to be good.
That's a big part, the transition of experience to the young.
That's good.
Then that's the biggest challenge, to get the experience to go, and now you have a chance. That's good. So how is the... You know,
Ask him the crew.
Yeah.
Ask him to introduce us the crew, because with Lionel it will take 1 hour.
tell us a bit about the crew.
The crew that you just discovered 2 months ago.
Yeah. So there is Lionel and Pierre, the skipper and the co-skipper, the manager of the project. And we are all they are all being sailing for l'Esprit d'Équipe since 4 years. So very well known. They know each other very well. So, and that was very easy to get into the crew because they are all welcome. That was a very good crew. So we're gonna be good fun. And
How old are you?
21.
21. Okay. So Lionel, what has been your biggest challenge, biggest problem for you to get here today?
The biggest problem is the money.
Yeah. And so how did you find the money? Tell us.
It's the money, and the second problem is the human links to make everything. C'est une équipe. L'esprit d'équipe, c'est une équipe sportive. Et il faut donc beaucoup de monde, et il faut que tout le monde soit prêt, comme sur une équipe de hand, de foot. Et il y a un banc de touche, et il faut que ceux qui soient sur le banc de touche soient prêts à prendre leur sac pour remplacer les autres. Donc il faut que tout le monde ait la même envie, quelle que soit sa place dans l'équipe, d'être là. Et ça, c'était notre plus gros challenge.
I'll try to tell it all. One of the biggest challenge, it was to keep the team mixed with the same enthusiasm inside, because like a sport, it's a team, esprit d'équipe, it means in French, spirit of the team. And in the team, it's like a sport event, the one who will go, and also he have the one who has to be ready to go if something happens, if someone have to drop up. And the biggest challenge was to keep the one who was in the backstage still having this enthusiasm and keep everyone enthusiastic about the event. I think something like this.
So is there something that you haven't done that you wish you could have done if you had more money or more time? Or do you think you've done everything now?
The money n'aurait pas été un élément pour ce challenge-là, mais aurait permis de libérer du temps pour pouvoir s'occuper un peu plus de ce challenge-là. voilà, c'est ça qui manquait. C'était du temps. Comme on n'avait pas d'argent, le travail, on l'a fait nous tous.
He said the money was what was lacking with the money is that if you have money, you can work a bit less and have more time to spend the one with each other. And because the lack of the money, then you have to do all the work on the boat and all the thing, and it has less time for mixing together and having good times together. It's just work and work more than if you have money. Tony's smiling. Why? I don't know. I think he understands what you're saying.
It's interesting because you've done a lot of sailing, like with this boat, twice across the Atlantic, different regattas. It's been very impressive. You should be fast. You know your boat. It's good to see.
Oui, mais je pense que c'était très important de le fiabiliser, puisqu'on l'avait tout vidé et tout recommencé. Et le seul moyen de le faire, c'est d'aller naviguer. Donc, effectivement, on a fait 19 000 milles dans cette configuration-là.
Depuis que tu l'as refait?
Depuis qu'on l'a refait. Et du coup, j'ai fait plus de 25 000 milles avec ce bateau. Donc, moi, maintenant, je le connais par cœur.
Donc, 25 000 milles en tout et 19 000 milles depuis que tu l'as refait. Oh, so he sailed a lot, yes, indeed, because what the job he did with this boat is he do a complete refit. So once it was refitted, he had to sail to see how the things were going on, and he sailed since the refit 19,000 miles, and he sailed with this boat since he had it 25,000 miles already. So yes, indeed, a lot of sailing to test all the refit and I'm happy with that.
Yes, it's a good boat. It's a cheaper boat, a safe boat. On a eu tous les temps, on a fait les tests de barre franche, puisque c'est arrivé, les problèmes sont arrivés, donc on les a vécus en direct et ça nous a permis de voir que le bateau il faisait ça très bien.
C'est pas très dur, barre franche en anglais.
C'est un emergency steering.
Ah, yeah. So he's happy for doing that because they have to. Every time they have problem who pops up, like the emergency steering, and it happens, and then you fix it, and you are happy to go with one problem less once you do the start.
There is a big contrast between flyer class and adventure and Saula. Beautiful production boat, timber interior, fridges, freezers, have a cook, wine locker, things like that. You're the opposite. It's very fast. Who do you think is your biggest competition? Who do you think you have to beat in flyer class to win the OGR? Who's the biggest competition?
Qui tu dois, donc il explique un peu des choses sur la flyer class qui va, et qui tu penses que à l'intérieur de la flyer class tu dois avoir à l'œil pour gagner à l'intérieur de ta course?
Tout le monde.
All of them.
All of them. Very diplomatic. Okay. What is your biggest fear? Something that you're concerned about?
Losing.
Okay. And your biggest highlight, the excitement. What do you see as your expectation, the thing that you want to take away from this when it's finished? What is that going to be? Can you describe that?
You mean after the race or like?
When it's all over.
Yeah.
You're starting now and you've joined the race for the adventure. Mm-hmm. What do you hope to achieve when it's all done?
First, like creating family with the crew, like being like meeting, because we'll be sailing for 7 months, so it will be like a real family, and hopefully doing the best we can and come back with the win. So this is I think the first target. And after the race, I don't know, look for the race. The race is current sailing.
So will you go back to the same job, or you're now unemployed?
I just finished my studies 3 months ago.
Okay,
so
perfect.
I'm hopefully still sailing.
Yeah. Okay. Excellent. Lionel, a final word. What are you happy that you entered the OGR? Is the OGR delivering for you what you expected at this time? Are you enjoying the experience? Or,
Qu'est-ce qu'il veut dire dans son
Is it
anglais?
delivering it?
Say the question again. Sorry, I was watching the time.
Okay,
Sorry.
so Lionel, you've entered the OGR.
Yes.
We start in 1 week,
Yeah.
next Sunday. Is it what you expected?
Est-ce que
it
c'est, tu vas
right
commencer,
now?
tu es rentré dans la course, tu vas commencer, tu vas avoir le départ dans une semaine. Est-ce que la course est ce que tu imaginais qu'elle serait?
Non, je pense que personne n'imaginait ce qu'elle serait. On ne pouvait pas se rendre compte de ce que c'est ce type de projet à 15 personnes à préparer à bord, plus une équipe de 20. C'est 4 ans de boulot, de logistique, de paperasserie, on ne pouvait pas se rendre compte de ce que c'était. Donc on sera libéré quand on va partir.
Oui, c'est un peu ce que disait Pia aussi tout à l'heure. Pour toi, c'est plus de boulot sur ces 4 ans. Qu'est-ce que tu imaginais quand tu t'es inscrit dans la course? C'est un peu ça?
Oui, enfin, oui, c'est ça. On savait que ça serait beaucoup de travail, mais pas autant.
Est-ce que ça vient du fait que c'est une course avec ce règlement de course-là qui est assez pointueux, ou c'est juste parce qu'une course en équipage avec autant de monde et refaire le bateau, c'est juste énormément de boulot. C'est pas spécifique à cette course. C'est pas parce qu'elle est vintage et parce qu'il n'y a pas de technologie à bord et qu'il y a un règlement de course qui est assez strict. Ça n'a rien à voir avec ça.
Non, je pense que ça n'a rien à voir avec ça. C'est un tour du monde à 25 personnes, en plus avec des bénévoles, donc c'est encore plus compliqué à gérer que des équipes professionnelles.
For him, no, it's a lot bigger than what he thought when he entered the race, because it was a lot of work, a lot more work than what he imagined, work in all directions, and he couldn't imagine this amount of work, and that's why he said, like as Pia said before, they're super happy to go, just to go. And also he said, it's not like a professional sport team, so he works with a lot of volunteers. So it's a lot of things happening and all that. So so it's harder than what he thought, but he's very happy to go on 10.
So the last thing he has to do is have good teeth, otherwise we won't let him go. And now he has to go to the dentist, so he has to go.
2 minutes. I can still
2 minutes.
yeah,
Okay.
2 minutes. I have a question for this guy. The question that I asked the youngest crew on board on Out Loud, because it's something who impressed me. I kind of understand why Lionel, who is a sailor who sails since a long time, wants to taste the feeling of this vintage age with the tank start and everything. But I'm completely wondering why people like you are 21, you are born with the technology. You don't even use paper at work anymore. You only use computer. You have your phone. It's like your third hand. I watch it everywhere today. How someone who has this age, this generation, can cope with the isolation? Because somehow, even if you will be 8 or 9 on board, it's a kind of isolation, at least a technological one.
Yeah. I love sailing, and I was watching all the races since 50 years, and with Brad as well. So I think if I want to sail after, it's better to know how they were sailing before, because it's how it began. Like they didn't start with computers, with all the weather, and I think if the best way to learn sailing is to know how it works, like in the real life, because computer is not like how it works, like watching the sky, watching. Like using the sun to know where we were. I think it's the most important part. Because if you want a boat, if you have some problem, you need to be able to react to the problem. So for me, it's such a privilege to have this chance to
That's very refreshing.
To know how it was working.
All that seems very ambitious, and I'm wondering what's next for you. Why you want to get this training with the GGR? Are you planning to be the OGR? Sorry. Do you want to be a professional skipper later? It feels a bit like this. That's fine.
Maybe in my dream, yes. So I'm following Lionel's path, maybe. And you can take my hand. And,
Listen, Mathias, we will watch you closely during the race. I hope you will enjoy it.
I'll just say one thing before you sign off. To me, that's a very refreshing answer to see someone like this that's saying, yeah, we want to get the human feeling, get rid of the computers, get the feel. And that's a really important part about the OGR. It's about human things, not screens. And good to hear that. Thank you.
Merci beaucoup, Lionel. Écoute, bon courage pour la fin. Surtout, amusez-vous bien et profitez maintenant que vous travaillez depuis 4 ans. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
See
thank
you
you.
tomorrow morning.
Good luck,
half
Lionel.
past 10 here
Yep.
in the
Good
race
luck, eh?
match. Bye bye.
Okay.